Oh, look, it's Noah on my screen doing. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Prestige Encounters the Dungeons and Dragons campaign brought to you by Prestige Gaming Community. Sorry, I had to do it to you, Noah.
You did this. You did this to me.
It was so great.
I regret nothing. I was referencing Wednesday Addams.
The Dungeons and Dragons gaming brought to you by Prestige Gaming Community. I am the Dungeon Master Salkas, and this is session 20. But before we get into the session tonight, we have a few exciting announcements to get through. First and foremost, a lot of the music you'll be hearing tonight is indeed brought to you by Midnight Syndicate. Midnight Syndicate is a music production group creating goth, horror, and fantasy RPG music that you could be using at your tables at home. You can find that music on Spotify, watch your music videos on YouTube, or even ask your Amazon Alexa device to play Midnight Syndicate right now. We also use the sounds of Arkenforge. Arkenforge is a comprehensive tool for dungeon masters and game masters alike to bring a little extra life to their campaign. It has a map making tool. It has playlists for music. It has sounds for ambiance, and it even has sound effects. For more information, you can use the command in our chat !Forge for a link to the software website, and you can use the code prestige at checkout for $5 off. For more information about Midnight Syndicate, you can use the command !Midnight for a direct link as well to their wonderful website. Thank you to both parties for allowing us to use your music and sounds and bring that much more depth to our story. Also, you might notice that we have a lot of really cool artwork below our camera feeds. The line art was made by our very own Aspen, aka Jeremiah. His artist name is Slimy Rice. And then the coloring was done by Starving Artists. Now, both of these artists' commission information is on our Discord, and you can commission them for your own artwork, for, you know, bring your character lives, have somebody drawn in a certain way. Doesn't matter, reach out to them and they will give you the details. Very fair pricing for the immense amount of talent that they have. Appreciate it. What else am I missing? I feel like we're missing, tomorrow we have a one-shot, a holiday one-shot, using with some members of our community. That's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here at twitch.tv/prestigegc and go on till midnight. This is our last session before Christmas. For those of you already celebrating Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah to you, happy Christmas, and every other holiday that you celebrate from here until next time. What else am I forgetting, guys? I know there's something.
Rogue Energy.
I love Rogue Energy.
There you go.
We are indeed sponsored by Rogue Energy. You can use the command !Rogue to go to their website, get 10% off with the code prestige at checkout. Sorry, just had to hydrate there.
So you're hydrating with Rogue Energy?
With water, but I actually ordered my Rogue Energy and it is on its way.
All water is just Rogue Energy waiting to be made.
It is. It really
exactly.
is. Oh, it's !Energy, not Rogue. There we go.
Yeah.
One last announcement. In case you're not in our Discord community, you should be in our Discord community, because right now, as you're watching the stream, you are earning points, which will soon be named Bones. The Bones system is a reward system for our community members who take part and are active within our community, such as watching the Twitch stream, attending our community events. We just had a game night this past Monday. Tons of fun. You can go watch the VOD for that after this stream. And a lot of other ways to earn points, and you can use those for rewards, such as getting a letter from one of these characters right here, or from one of the NPCs that I create as well. There's also dice sets, merch. If you play on our Minecraft server, you can redeem kits for points as well. So there's a lot going on. For more information, go to our Discord and go to the Point channel. You use !Discord, and then once you watch the stream for about 10 minutes, you're able to both link your Discord and Twitch accounts, but you have to watch the channel live for 10 minutes first, and then from there you'll be able to check your point totals in the Discord, etc. All of that instruction is there in the Point Shop channel. It's very easy to understand. I had my 5-year-old nephew do it, and he did it. So if he can do it, so can you. If you have troubles, We'll help you, but we'll also judge you. So I think that's all we got. So go ahead and grab your drinks, grab your snacks as we welcome you to our table. And we are now beginning session 20 of Prestige Encounters. And in case you were not here last week, we see how it is, but I'll go ahead and tell you what happened. And 2 weeks ago, the party found themselves tumbling and stumbling off the cliffside as they were ascending their way to the temple of Nema, the moon goddess, in the middle of a storm that was just permanently circling this mountain. As they tumbled into the chasm, they were berated with gusts of wind lashing at them and throwing them into a cave opening in the side of the mountain, dealing quite a bit of damage to all of them. Kind of realizing what situation they were in, they looked down to see that the floor was cracking and they fell onto ice and began to slide down once more. Astra being separated from the group. And during this whole period and going missing, many of the party members went unconscious, were badly bruised and injured, but managed to help each other out and get each other back on their feet, taking a short rest into a tiny hut by Lady Guinevere, their newfound ally for this adventure. It's at this point that they found that there were creatures that were known as Nims, a mix between gnomes and goblins that evolution did not see favorably, as they seem to become some sort of bestial race of creatures. After they scouted out the area, took their short rest, they eventually met up with Nazmir and Zulkifli, who had been tracking the party for some days, and found them in this ice-like cave covered in snow, full of storm elementals and ice elementals alike. There were these weird, large oval stones, gray in color. At the end of this cave, they met a lunar dragon that was chained, and only a sword that burnt certain members of the party who tried to pick it up could melt the chains and free this dragon. The dragon introduced herself as Zeltor, which Casimir freed, injuring his arm in the process. And from there, Zeltor cracked open the mountain and flew the party near the top of the chain, finding a rocky outcrop along the side to let them down to continue on to the temple. Nazmir sent a message to Astra and learned that this entire time, while they've been facing dragons and almost dying from these tumbles and this falls, she had been having tea with the priestess of the moon. After a long rest, the golden light laying low on the horizon as you are all high up, with the clouds beginning to ascend above the mountains once more. And the last watch. And Seekers, what would you like to do?
Tell us about the morning. Sun's coming up.
Sun is coming up. It's casting this red gold light across the valley below.
We get our long rest?
You did get your long rest. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when we'll wake everybody up, seeing as it's the end of their his and Cormac's watch.
Okay. Zul's perched on a rock, looking down the valley at where he knows we've got to go, and where we believe Astra is currently waiting for us.
So the for clarification, reminder for everyone, the temple would be at the top of the mountain, further up the steps, and then you guys.
He's looking up the mountain. He's looking down the valley at a reflective pool, which is showing him the view up the mountain. Okay. Canon now.
Sees best through reflections, I guess.
We go.
I assume we've made Astra wait long enough already.
Yeah. Jump. Zol's already packed up. He starts walking up.
Eat your breakfast on the way.
Yeah. Start munching on some chewy meat.
Aspen follows Zulkifli up the steps.
As does Casimir.
So as you all begin to ascend the steps towards the peak of this mountain where you're told that the priestess is, Zulkifli, can I get a perception check, please?
Is it just sight alone, or is it something I can hear and smell?
Here. You would be able to hear it.
Okay. Okay, cool. Found it. Sorry. That'll be a dirty 20, sir. 20.
So to your left, you hear the sound of wings beating, and then the crow. That's a cow.
Wow.
It's a fantasy.
Sound like lembu. Sound like a cow.
Was it a European cow?
It's a European crow.
I take out my bow because I don't trust that crow.
And you look up and see on this very barren tree, there's this
Jesus.
black crow looking down, his head turned to the side, just towards one eye is looking out of the party.
I got a bad feeling about this crow, guys. Cormac, get your gun.
Had to bring it up again.
And soon enough,
Crow's looking at me. I'll stare back. You.
after a few moments, after seeming to observe all of you, it does take off and starts to fly towards the valley below.
You ever I look over at Aspen. You think maybe someone sent that crow to see us?
Would I be able to tell if it was a familiar or not?
Would you be able to tell if it's a familiar or not? You can make a nature check to see if, like, you know, familiars are typically infernal or fey creatures, so you might be able to tell if it's a natural.
Could I make an Arcana check instead?
Sure.
All right. I rolled a 21.
As you're looking at the crow, you ponder for a moment, and there's no real way to tell if this is a familiar or not. You know that for certain. Could be.
I'm not quite sure Zulkifli. Our best bet is just to keep moving.
I mean, we want to be sure we could just kill it next time. We're afraid of being watched. I'd prefer not to kill an animal, though, just because.
No need.
Adventurers,
Hello?
I assume that you all are the seekers.
You could assume that.
It'd be mostly correct.
Is that really
Are
the
you
vibe
not?
we're giving off here?
Because I could have you thrown off this mountain if I so chose.
We're not the seekers.
Yeah. And we're also not seeking to be thrown off a mountain, please.
True.
We've already done that once yesterday. Don't want to do that again.
Yeah, we want to stay on top of this one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Stepping into view is a woman standing about 6 feet tall. She has pale blue skin and snow white hair with a silver and blue colored cloth tied around her waist, and then just a top covering her top half of her body, matching the same color pattern. She has various hoops and earrings hanging from her ears, a piercing going from her nose over to her ear as well. Her hair in a tight braid flowing past her shoulder into the front. I was told to look for a man with a pointy hat, one with a gun, one with a serious stare, but he's quite nice, one that smokes a little, and one who tries to impress others. You all to get to decide who's who, but you seem like you match the description that she gave me.
See?
Okay, Flay touches the corners of his stinkle and he's... You have seen our friend, Astra?
I have.
Where?
You may come with me.
Who are you?
The one you seek.
Priestess. Okay, Ken.
She quickly turns around and leads you all up the path. And just as you begin to climb just a few more stairs, into view springs this marble building. It has very large pillars and it's open. It's very similar to the Temple of Nima and Kresna that you saw back in Summermorn and other cities that you have visited so far, but this one is mountainous compared to the others. 30, 40 feet tall. Pillars that have been... They're old, they're ancient, they're weathered from the mountain air and winds. Some pillars have fallen over, but it seems active. 2 braziers burn in the front with silver flames, and just vines of various flowers grow around the top of a very barren mountain up until this point, from where you have been ascending from, to sudden growth in life. Careful when entering the doorway, for anyone with evil in their heart will be incinerated upon entering. I'm just messing with you. Come on in.
Asmir hesitates.
So does Kydro.
Zul walks through, bracing himself, closing his eyes.
Just walks in behind him. He's kind of using, big wooden stick in front of him.
Kydro kind of goes to the entryway and just sticks his pinky out through the... Yeah, that's...
Nazmir is already up the road. He went through first. He's a good guy and he knows it.
Nothing happens to any of you.
All right.
But sitting around a small fire, tending a teapot, is Astra.
Astra.
Aspen, Zukifli,
Yeah.
Casimir.
Hydro.
What are you guys doing here?
Looking for you.
Well, you found me. I've been in
Finding-
pretty good company, I will admit.
Good. Finding the flower.
Yeah, it is here. Do you want some tea first?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Tea. I'll sit down and sit cross-legged.
Your travel companion has informed me that you come seeking the moonflower. I am undecided whether or not I should give it to you.
Help me out, guys.
What seems to be the root of your reservation?
The goddess does not give out these curses lightly. Whatever this family has done, they probably deserve it.
I would suspect that the mother probably deserves it. I can't speak for the child, who is too young to even have made an impact on the world.
This is a noble family, yes?
They do claim nobility, yes.
In the kingdom of Rivermore?
Yeah. Orang gajah, the elephant people.
She walks over to the fire, and from a pouch around her waist, she grabs a collection of bones and holds them out to Astra. My dear, take one.
I'd like to grab the third bone.
Toss it onto the coals of the fire.
Excellent.
Can you talk to your goddess? Or ask her why this curse is here?
I intend to try. As Astra casts the bone onto the coals, you watch as it begins to smoke and crack. From here, the priestess reaches out and she grabs the bone and begins to examine it closely. There is a very strong wind that blows through the temple, almost extinguishing a few of the flames and the braziers around it. It gets colder for a moment, Zulkifli, in this place that has been warm and very welcoming. You take a deep breath out and you see your breath. I see deception, a plot, not the sins of the cursed, but one close to her.
Mother.
No, one that would benefit from her being out of the picture. And
Brother?
yes,
We spoke to him. Did we not, Zulkifli?
Yeah. We've spoke to him first.
now the brother offending the goddess in some way, knowing that she would take vengeance on the family.
But she find vengeance on the wrong person. Take lah the brother, not the sister. Now only she's helping the brother.
Perhaps he tricked his sister into offending the goddess somehow. I do not know.
How can she fix?
The moonflower that you seek could be used to create a medicinal tea in combination with spring water sacred to the goddess.
Which we have.
Convenient.
It was less convenient to get than you think.
So, is it that you seek the justice of the goddess to be enacted on the appropriate sinner? Would that appease your concern?
The goddess seeks truth. Are there any among you that have a truth that you wish to share? Do this and unburden yourselves. I may give you what you seek.
Share with who? Share with your goddess? With you?
So many heavy hearts carrying the burdens of your secrets.
Aspen breaks eye contact from the priestess.
I would like to direct strong eye contact towards Aspen. Whole lot of pressure.
Rolling off perception. Hold on a second. She immediately focuses in on Aspen. And Aspen, despite you being taller than her at this moment, you feel as if she's looking down at you. As if you suddenly became the size of an ant in a place so large.
Reacting to that, Aspen clutches his staff, kind of not in a way that he means to attack with it, just to give himself support. I do not have anything to share.
You do not.
No.
I'm just going to shoot a look at the priestess and back to my brother because
I rolled
we
a nat 20 on my deception.
No.
That's crazy. That was crazy.
Okay,
Wow.
hold on. She can still get higher than you. Hold on.
Yeah, you should-
Bo was telling his truth.
God, the priestess is just so.
What is your total for deception?
22.
22. And insight is a wisdom?
Yes.
That's a contested roll.
Uh-oh. 22s?
Yep, both got 22.
Oh boy.
Oh shit.
Roll these.
Oh, you're looking at Aspen. He's a good person. You want truth? They already know my
Having-
truth.
A secret does not make you a bad person. She'll turn to face O'Kifley, suddenly releasing the pressure from Aspen. You all have known each other for a short time, yet faced many dangers together. This is not something that this little one has told me, but I can see it. And yet, you still hide from one another. You may stay the night here. I know the day is still early, but surely you are exhausted from your journey. Come the next day. You meet us in the mountain.
With it.
With no blessing from me.
You want truth? That's your price. That's the goddess's price.
It could be.
No one here has a truth to share. He looks at the group. No challenge. Just a question.
I will share. Okay. You want the truth? I am monster. I am Soran to Kabaran. Can change to something strong. The first time I changed, I lose control. Kill many people. My first family. Now you have truth. That is why I run Astra, husband. That is why I run away.
That is why we accept you. We know it. Being here in this land, I can experience just a fraction. But you know that we welcome you and your nature, and we see past that beastly part. We embrace it. We weave it into your life, because it exists. It's you.
You see just a drop in Zula's shoulders. Just thank you. Come.
The priestess will
Mom.
look at you. Small smirk on her face. Already, you seem lighter, more free. Much like the waves in an ocean. Well, I still cannot guarantee you the blossom, but I will pray and meditate on this. Please. You're welcome to share a meal. Rest.
As we will, and I need you all to tell me about what happened.
So before we say anything, I have a question for you, Astra.
Okay.
What happened when we fell down all those steps and then you were with us? The wind carried us into a little cave.
The last that I remember, because you can see here, she's gonna point to a spot on her head, and there's like this little goose egg on her scalp. I hit my head, and it's a little dizzy, but I remember just being separated on the downfall. But yeah, I don't even know really how I didn't end up here. Don't get me wrong. It was more of just a cave, an alcove, and she found me. And let me tell you, she is incredible. She has such a good concept of the universe and what it means to be morally tuned. We've had great conversations.
Excellent.
Hmm.
Now let me tell you about the day we've had. First, we fall down all those stairs, get whisked away with magical wind into a cave, fall all the way down that cave. Then we get blasted by some icy wind, and we're all almost dead at this point. Narrowly avoided some ghoulies. We progressed through the cave and we found a dragon. And then Lady Gwenover disappeared with said dragon into the sky, and then we walked all over here. No, we flew over here via dragon, and then we fell off the dragon, and then we had to improvise from there. Now we're here.
Well, that would explain why Lady Guinevere is not here.
We don't know where she is, actually.
She made
No.
a choice.
And you said you rode the dragon?
Briefly.
They did. I fell off right away and had to fly my way here, but
Yeah.
A learning curve.
well, good thing about having wings.
I find Nazmir. We meet at the cave. And we came here.
Did you track us down?
Yeah.
Good. We speculated about that and the validity, but I'm glad to see it paid off.
Yeah. Very easy.
Yeah, I think some parts of this group haven't bathed in a little while, so.
Yeah, very smelly, actually. Also.
Sorry.
Oh.
You are welcome to the hot springs.
Okay. Yeah. Are they in sight this time?
So there's a part of this temple where there is you came in through the front there. She leads you over to the back, which is another garden-like area. And there are just these pools of this steaming water that has like this greenish color to it. But it's a very pale green color.
Okay. So it's gonna approach.
Like my home. We have kolam, a chimney.
Starts taking off his gear, folding it up, putting it neatly aside. Takes a dip. He sits down in the water.
And I'm sorry, just to clarify, the hot springs, are they surrounded by anything?
There are rocks.
Okay. Like a natural kind of looking. Gotcha. I would like to just set up with my wool and kind of process the rest of that and work on the gifts for everybody. I already have their measurements, so that's just what I'm going to work on.
I say, Casimir looks at Zokifli trying to see if he's like melting in the water for a second.
He's not.
Well, you never get to know anyone until you go in a hot spring with them.
The
Starts
water
pulling
has
his-
minerals. from the mountain.
Should be good for the skin. Hopefully it helps. See a couple light burn scars that didn't quite heal from the sword.
I sink all the way down.
That sword was forged by me.
It was quite the work.
So you did free her after all. I heard the roar. My storm was halted.
Casimir stops before he pulls off his leather. I didn't feel like we had much choice. It seemed like everything led us to that place to do that one thing.
Such is the power of a great worm.
Did the great worm control the wind?
It has influence over the elements. I must confess that there is a new threat in the world, but not an immediate one. And simply my imprisonment of this creature was merely a delay in the threads of destiny.
Why was she in there?
First, please, everyone. She'll go out and take off her own robe. And she will go into the spring. And you can see at this point that she has a full tattoo design on her back. It's just these spiraling designs depicting the moon and the stars. And it's just, the tattoo glows with silver light.
Casimir takes his armor off down to the loincloth, and you can see he's got multiple cuts and scars, and just look like he's been hit by many a blade over the years. Settles into the water.
Hydra is going to just immediately shed his gi and just cannonball directly into the hot spring. This is not fair.
Splash of hot water everywhere.
That feels great. We do not have hot springs in Bernard, believe it or not.
Well, if you keep jumping in them like that, there's not going to be a hot spring left here either.
It is rare for a beast such as a dragon to attain the power that Zaltor had attained over several centuries. Zaltor was once the daughter of Nima.
Oh.
I remember when she was born. A beautiful child, full of light. But she wandered too far to the void. During her years, and was warped into that. She was not born a dragon. She was made into one. Do you know how the burning suns and their wives were brought into this world?
never been interested in religious doctrine.
It is more than religious doctrine, Infernal Born. It is your history. It is all of our histories. Before there was this continent, before there were oceans, before the winds, before everything, there was nothing. And from that nothing, a great flame came to be. Creation. And from the light of that flame gave us the Lady of Light. Her name Zona, the very name of this world. But where there is light, there are shadows. And from the shadows, born into her shadow and forever cursed to be there, Skade. With the power of creation, Our Lady Light made the primordial beings of air, water, earth, fire, and heavens. But there was a duplicity in the elements. Both fire can give life and it can destroy. So, Skade, in his forever plots to corrupt the world, corrupt those very elements. Mountains can be born, or they can be torn in half by an earthquake. Winds can cool you on a hot day working in the fields, or they can tear your home apart in the form of a storm. This is how evil is born. Only Astaria, the primordial of the heavens, resisted this corruption. Skade whispered in all of their ears, saying, "You are more superior than your brethren, your brothers, your sisters." And soon there was war, conflict. And in this conflict, Skade took his opportunity and struck Zona down. She had 4 dying breaths, each one growing colder than the last. Her first breath, the warmest one, the warmest light, gave us Sealnor, the white sun. Her next breath, colder, Alnor, the red sun, the red flame. And then her 2 coldest breaths, Kresna, the waxing light, and my lady Nima, the waning light. That was a lot. I do not wish to bore you.
No. Where is Skid? No. What happened? After he killed Zona.
After the death of their mother, the primordials united against him, struck him down with celestials that they created. and cast his remains across the astral sea. Unfortunately, those remains took root and created the plains of darkness, where demons grew and bred and multiplied, and many other beasts that we see in this world today.
Where do dragons fit in with all this?
They come from the gods as well.
Correct. You see, all gods, what makes them a god is when they have part of that flame within their self. The power to create. Sure, us beings on this material plane can create spells, we can sow crop, we can create art, but none of us can truly create life from nothing. And that is what it makes a god. Nima, her daughter, wandered a bit too close to the void where one of these princes of darkness lied and deceived her and warped her into the beasts with the goal to replace her mother. And this world would forever be in the light of evil. But we stood firm against her and found a way to imprison her instead. And now she is free.
There's no hope of saving her daughter? No silver flower? Nothing of the like?
Unfortunately, once part of a tainted flame reaches one, there's no recovery.
So she is free. What happens now? What does she want? What will she do?
She'll probably bide her time, gather her energy, and then set out on the path that she once traveled on.
Are there more like her dragons?
There are many dragons in this
Big
world,
one.
but none that I'm aware of that were turned into one from something else. I'll give you your flower with the condition that should the time arise, you will answer my call.
Might as well.
To defend against this Nima's daughter?
Yes. You are the one that freed her.
So here's the way I see it. Right? So we owe the priestess a favor. We take the flower back. We earn the favor, of the royal family. I see this as an absolute win. What was there to lose?
I don't say no to this, but I just put out the thought that the idea that something is corrupted beyond redemption is just not something that I can ever truly accept. There has to be some hope, even amongst the gods. And if there's a way to save her daughter, would it not be better than destroying her? What is broken can be fixed.
You are a hopeful one. I appreciate this.
So you have two of our agreements. Looks at the rest of the group. The Seekers make decisions as a collective.
I think this is good. We already have paid. Dragon is already out there. Now this is what we must do.
I take it you're aware that she left with a new acolyte.
I was not aware of this.
Yeah, Lady Guinevere is very has power, but she is not evil, not good, not bad.
Not evil.
I think she seeks her own self-interest.
Yeah, maybe not end of the world or whatever.
And I
Does
wish her
that not
luck.
constitute?
Yeah, I would, if I was Zeltor, I would watch my back with that one, though.
She'll start to get up out of the bath.
Aspen, Astra, you have a question for her? For your family?
I don't have any questions that I haven't already asked.
Okay.
My biggest lead still is that Demoness Lordess. That's the closest one I've got to follow. So
So, discreetly, it just avoids staring at the priestess.
The curse of I saw that, Astra. The curse of a Lady of Darkness is not so easy to wash away.
Well, I think we need to bring justice to the brother along with this cure.
You said you asking your goddess a question. Maybe you can ask her what she wants to happen to this brother. Then we can help her. The
His name.
Lox, yeah, the Loxodon brother, the Lord dude.
Oh, the brother of. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see what you're
Tell
saying.
him,
I
okay.
see what you're throwing
Thackeray.
down. Thackeray.
Yeah.
Thackeray, yeah.
Yeah.
Not to be
The
confused with
lobster.
Binks, though.
When you're ready, I can send you back to the temple at Summermorn.
Oh,
Okay.
so
You
she
can
wishes.
do that in the morning.
You may rest.
We have time.
I will meditate. Unburden your hearts. And go freely.
Hmm.
And she'll leave you all to it.
Okay. Zol sinks down beneath the water for a bit,
Yeah.
and then feeling restless, he gets out again, just bare ass naked for a moment, just lined with scars, just like stripes all along his body. Starts putting his clothes back on. He sits cross-legged, takes his lute out, and he starts plucking strings.
Esmir gets out and checks on the flowers. Make sure they're not being hurt by the steam.
Question
They're fine.
is
Yeah, they don't expect me to talk.
is Aspen in the hot spring?
Aspen is sitting at the edge of the hot spring with his legs in the water.
Sneaky bugger. All right, I'm gonna keep my eyes on you. And just keep busy.
He does bring up an interesting point, though. The truth's kept hidden.
Mm.
Do you feel better, Zulkifli?
No. Yeah. No.
Yes and no. It's a good answer.
Because he also now you know, but maybe better you should run. You stay, but
You're not the only one who's done horrible things.
you also want to say something?
I don't know.
Kamla, not so hot. Easy, just.
I don't know if you all trust me enough. But I guess that doesn't matter.
We've all killed our fair share of people, to be completely honest.
I have killed a lot of people. But that's not what I regret. I am an exile amongst my own people. My last day of command, I followed through an intelligence that a village we were attacking was being held by enemy combatants. So we snuck in, we torched every building, killed anyone who crawled out. And it wasn't until the next morning that we found out that our intelligence was wrong, and it was just women and children and families, no soldiers.
And you were exiled for that?
I was already known for being a little ruthless. They appreciated the fact that I was able to execute that which others wouldn't, but they were concerned about how willingly I gave in to such false intelligence, which I was assured was good.
Well,
And the truth is, as much as I regret killing those innocent people, I also am pained by the fact that if I knew only what I knew in that moment, I would have done it again. And that weighs on me, that I could make that same mistake another time, lead men into combat.
Hmm.
In that line of work, killing people, you're gonna make your fair share mistakes. Sometimes you kill innocent people.
This is what it means, River. You kill many people.
That is how I earned the name. We took no prisoners.
And you proudly present yourself by this name?
I wear my sins. I have no pride, but I am that name because I earned it. You don't get to walk away from what you make yourself.
So first, they tell you do these things, and then you do, and then they say, no, you should not do these things. They send you away. Then they punish you. Because why? Because you did what they tell you also to do.
Because anyone else would have hesitated, they say. But they sent me because I don't.
So now how you feel?
I think of the lives I could have given to those people. Given them better rulers, better commanders. They're a loss. A better world.
Who are your people? Who is they?
Share that another day. Maybe when I meet my friend, but if we come near, I'll let you know. We are far away.
Or secret? Okay.
Well, not all secrets can be revealed at one go.
Why we call ourselves the Seekers, huh? We can call ourselves something else, huh? The secrets. Secret keepers.
Secret keeper.
Name very much.
Sounds like a little book with a lock on it.
Yeah.
Why are you called the Seekers?
I don't know. Looking for something.
We had a member of our group in the beginning of its formation. And he was a special guy. He had a lot of personality. But he went through something very difficult. He went through a very traumatic event in front of our eyes that we went through with him. And he just couldn't do it. He cracked under the pressure. I mean, it got to him. I think he needed more time. It was his father, you know? But his father was a part of a group. And they were named the Seekers. And they were...
they were the
keepers.
The keepers.
Yeah.
keep us.
And we were emulating them with that. So it's like a second generation thing. I think it's quite nice. But I am willing to hear new suggestions.
It's always tough picking a name. Does it exhibit what you are as a group? Are you all seeking something?
You could say that. So, I will.
I believe everybody is seeking something.
Whether you know it or not. Whether it's a place, person, or a concept, you're pushing towards a goal. That's what we're seeking.
Would almost just make you the people.
It's true.
I'm definitely seeking the justice that I failed to give those people.
We seek the things we don't have.
I would just like to make note that whenever we do go to our sleeping spot and we go to wherever we're going to be, I would like to follow Aspen, be as inconspicuous as possible, and try to sneak up on him and wait till he's asleep.
So Aster brings up a good point here. Is there anything that anybody would like to do before you start to head to bed?
Zulkifli's gonna practice forms with Kydro. Like he likes the way Kydro moves, man. We're gonna do some like unarmed combat sparring.
Yeah. What time of day?
Oh yeah, I love punching things.
It's like midday for you, so you have like a full day to do whatever.
Okay.
I'd say we're gonna I'm gonna teach you about like crouching down low and using the karambit and the willing the Chris and stuff. You're gonna show me how you punch so fast, and neither of us are gonna learn anything, but it's gonna look cool when we do it.
Oh yeah.
Do the training montage. Go.
Yeah.
Go.
Gonna need a montage.
No. Ladies. Okay.
And we're still near the hot springs, right?
Yep.
Okay. I know Cormac is gonna find like a rock nearby or something to lean up against, and he's gonna take out the musket and try to examine the extent of its damages.
Yeah, so as you're all practicing your forms, you hear these massively loud trembling stomps. Just stepping into view. And remember, this temple is massive. And now you realize why. The priestess is now standing about 25 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's a huge bitch.
Her
Oh my
eyes
God.
crackling with electrical energy.
Wow. Big lady.
Hydra wants some snoo right now.
Indeed, I am.
Esmir's gonna get out of the hot spring and start putting his gear back on.
There's no need. For I am not fighting you. and her voice is just echoing around this area. My truth is that this is my real form. I am what your people would call a storm giant. An oracle.
Impressive.
The name that I was given is Jadina.
Aspen kind of tilts his head, and in giant, he says, "It's very nice to meet you in your real form, Jadina."
A Riz.
She'll reply back in giant. I would like to meet the real you.
Aspen looks away.
Aspen, you can do that too. I want to see.
She said it in giant.
Sure.
Do you speak giant?
Damn it.
I do.
Retcon that.
I sure do.
But that didn't happen. Run it back. Run it back.
I do
Didn't
speak giant.
Oh!
Do that. Become a 20-foot man right now. He says all that.
A
You
20
guys
foot
have never heard
man.
him speak giant before.
What the fuck?
You all continue to surprise me.
We're surprising ourselves apparently too. Holy
She'll
fuck!
look down at Cormac. Come with me.
Huh? What? What? Why?
She won't say anything else and she'll just turn.
This is it.
When a giant lady asks you to go with her, you say yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Mistress Oracle Lady.
All right. Yeah, Cormac will give a little, and he'll just like he'll stand up and start following her.
What you're brought into in this other part of this temple is a massive forge and workshop. Tell me, are you one who finds himself dodging or using their strength more?
I'd say probably dodging.
I see. May I see that weapon?
He looks down at his musket and he holds it up to her.
So she will take the weapon and she will examine it. Do you mind?
A lot of good it's doing me, so. At its current condition.
She will begin to work on this weapon. And after a few moments, she'll turn around. This is the best I can do for now, but it should be of use to you. She'll hand you a musket.
Woo!
Lastly, I have this for you. She'll grab a small satchel, like very tiny compared to her, and just like pinch it and now reach. In lieu of the ammunition that you would normally use, these are non-renewable cartridges containing the power of the storm. Essentially what these cartridges would do for you is instead of piercing damage, they would do lightning damage. And you now have 30 of them.
Hell
30
yeah.
lightning bullets.
Let's go.
We love to see it. Thank you.
There's one last thing. She'll reach over and she'll grab a javelin from one of her work areas. Give this to the one who calls himself a beast.
I'll make sure he gets it.
And she just handed you a javelin of lightning. Or lightning javelin. It's called one of those things.
It's
Javelin of
it's a
lightning.
Javelin of lightning. You're right.
And they are sick as shit, by the way.
Like,
Astra, can I get a stealth check, please? And Aspen, can I get a perception check, please?
Sure. Actually, I was going to describe what Aspen was going to go doing really quick while Astra makes that stealth
Sure.
check. After this whole thing happens and the storm giant walks away, Aspen's going to go look for a place where he can kind of sit down, maybe like a corner with semi-privacy. And he's going to sit down and kind of just like cross-legged and observe the more visible cloud of spores around him. It's like thicker and all that, and he's gonna like just try to manipulate it, like get it to form vague shapes, and he's gonna reach to touch it with his hand and see if something happens. I mean, does it? I mean, just the cloud of spores around him.
They react to your touch much like dust floating in a room would, like kind of curve around the air of your hand, but nothing immediately.
And I will roll that perception check for you.
No way.
Ooh,
So
21
Astra
versus
rolled a
21.
21. Aspen rolled a 21. So Aspen, as you're kind of like reaching out with your hand, you look over to the side and you kind of see Astra kind of crouching low from behind a pillar, kind of peeking past you, but it's strange because she's just frozen like that. And you look over and there's also a bird mid-flight, not moving in the sky. Tough day, huh, buddy?
Aspen's gonna look around.
Sitting next to you, opposite from the shoulder that you were looking over to see Astra, is a man with a very fair complexion, freckles dotting across his cheeks, nose, orange hair, long and full of flowers, with twigs forming a crown around the back of his head and up the sides, almost looking like antlers. His garb is made of green emerald threads with golden leaves embroidered into it, and he's kind of just like hanging his legs over the ledge, kind of dangling as the wind, the only thing that seems to be moving in this area, blows through his hair, kind of making it sway. And he's just peering off into the light of the sun.
He's gonna say, and as he did with the lady that him and Astra met the first time this type of thing happened, he's gonna ask in Sylvan, "Who are you?"
Oh, I feared as much. It's just like she said you would. Still not making eye contact with you.
What do you need from me?
On the contrary, I came here to check up on you. I was concerned.
Aspen kind of looks away. There's no need for concern.
In fact, could I have everybody deafen, please, except for Aspen?
Don't worry.
It was a bit unfair what that priestess was trying to do.
You think so?
I see her intention behind it.
As I said, I have nothing to hide.
Aspen, you and I both know that's not true.
What do you know about me?
At this point, he'll finally look at you, showing his bright green eyes that just have so much depth to them and flecks of gold, and the irises. I know enough. I'm not omniscient, but your aura says what I need to know.
And what is my aura saying to you?
At some point, Aspen, I know she's going to find out. And it's best that you tell her on your terms than somebody else telling her for you.
I assume this is in regard to
Yes.
these.
Precisely.
There's a lot I haven't told my sister, and this is all to make sure that we can get home and she could have a clear head.
Perhaps not everything is what you think either.
How do you mean?
At this point, he'll stand up, put his hands on his knees, and just do a bunch of little stretches. Oh, that was a lot of emotion there. I wish you all the best.
What is your name?
Oh, don't mind that. So strange that you forgot. He'll reach down and put his hand. What?
I'm gonna try to recall, maybe.
Try to think back. You've never seen this man before in your life. He's gonna reach down and put his hand on your shoulder and like kind of squeeze it. And there's another gust of wind, and all you see are just leaves dancing in the wind away from you, and he is gone.
Back to where Astra was.
Yep, I will bring everybody back now.
Hello, Chatters.
So you look over and you see Astra now moving.
Yeah, Aspen's staring direct, like in a literally no time at all. He's looking directly at you.
I'm extremely unnerved. I'm gonna sink a little lower.
What are you doing, Astra?
If I don't acknowledge what he said to me the first time, then maybe he just didn't see me.
Astra, I can see you.
Dang it. Yeah, it's so good to see you here. She's gonna come walking out of the bushes and
At one point, the branch gets caught on your skirt, and you have to like kind of tug it free. It's very awkward how you come out of these bushes. Brush some leaves out of your hair.
So, how are you, brother? You didn't have any tea earlier.
I wasn't thirsty, but I am glad to see that the priestess treated you well.
Me too, but I can rant about that later. I have a question for you.
What is your question?
What was the priestess alluding to when she was focusing you, I suppose? It felt very targeted.
I'm not sure what you mean.
The whole truthfulness, putting things into the open, exposing secrets. That entire gist. She made it seem as if you had some of that to do. And you are my brother. I know who you are and how you act, in a semblance. Maybe you would just prefer to tell me, instead of in front of the whole group. But if something is ailing you, I can help you.
Aspen lets out a deep sigh, and he looks away from Astra. It's better you do not know for the time being.
But there is something.
There might be.
I don't appreciate this, Aspen. I should be your closest confidant.
You are.
She's just gonna walk away. Just done with that conversation.
Is there anything else that anyone would like to do before bedtime?
Well, when bedtime hits, I gotta steal that journal.
Oh no.
Oh.
Still sitting with Cormac. So, what is your truth, huh? You say nothing. You think I don't know this? I see. You quiet, huh? Secret. Come lah. What? You kill more people than me and Kazmi, huh?
I mean, I haven't got anything to hide.
No? Okay. Really?
But do you have anything to say?
No.
You were taking
No.
a long pause. Did you want to say something? Well, okay.
Okay, he's just gonna clap him on the shoulder. And he's gonna go back to beating up Kydro.
This will be fun.
Sure, you're good to keep going. So Kifley, you took a pretty bad into the cheek earlier.
He says
Yeah,
as he's
I'm-
swaying back and forth.
I'm fine. Oh! Okay.
I didn't hear no bell.
Okay.
Are there any books here?
Any what?
Any books in this temple?
Actually, no. This isn't an area of study necessarily.
Hmm. Okay. Casimir's just going to spend the afternoon studying his spell book, writing some things down.
And Aspen, for DM reasons, where do you keep your journal?
Actually, I would like to describe exactly how Astra finds Aspen.
Okay.
Astra is going to find Aspen asleep, laying in the same spot that he was, and his journal's going to be off to the side. And if she does look at him at all, she will see that his eyes are kind of puffy, but he has fallen asleep. His journal's not really being guarded by anything.
Sweet. That's totally not sad. I'm gonna take the journal and scurry off. And I would like to, once I get to a nice little safe place, not too far, obviously, but I'd like to see what's in there. See if there are any journal entries about secrets that he's hiding. I'd just like to read through his journal, see what he's got in there. I know he's got some notes about about some fucking from the other town. It's always a nice little note.
Yeah, Aspen, did you have anything written out?
There's two main things that would stick out. There's a lot of I'll read out some of the journal entry, like names and just basic nothing. I won't go into too detail with anything that wouldn't be very interesting. There's stuff on the hell creatures that we met when we first became a group. The creatures that pretended to be our friends. Stuff on the interesting people we met along the way, including Zaltor, and some of the mushrooms that he's found. But there are two journal entries that stick out. One titled The Puppet Master, and the other titled The Beginning. And I will send Chloe the Puppet Master. I am still writing out The Beginning.
Yeah, I was gonna do a mid-session break before we got to that anyway, so you got time.
All right.
This is very interesting.
However, you can send her the Puppet Master, and if she wants to read it, she can.
Oh, I sure do.
Right.
Yeah.
Somehow ironic the beginning isn't written yet.
A little bit silly.
Now, I don't feel it would be appropriate to take a page out of his journal. That's wrong, right? What I can do is take out my own journal and copy down every word on that page. So that's what I'll do.
Did
Just
you
for
want to
these
share
two
it?
entries. I don't have anything yet.
1 second.
Yes.
Low ass fantasy photocopying right here.
It's like, do a little carbon impression.
Yeah.
Casually sadistic.
Like we're hearing her like external monologue. She reads it. Casually sadistic.
I will see him again. I will have his eyes. Huh?
Way to leave us all hanging, Astra. Really appreciate it.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Read
sorry.
it
Was I
out
supposed to read
loud.
that
Yeah,
to you?
read it out loud.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I often use these pages to write down my thoughts in a way that lets me rationalize and decide on actions I'm unsure of. However, I have never felt so sure that I want to put an end to an individual as much as today. To display such a casually sadistic behavior, turning people into puppets and forcing the hand of a good man to hurt someone he cares for, my own sister. The man was of a nature that I can't quite put my finger on, and straining my mind further frustrates me more. Ultimately, he says that we will see him again. I honestly hope we do. One way or another, I will have his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
The eyeball moment.
And as we're flipping from the most recent pages backwards, thank you for that, Kaitro. As you continue to read past entries of various fungal findings, the adventures so far and thoughts that he has had since you have left your home, eventually you turn the pages and find an entry titled The Beginning. And as you begin to read these pages, that is where we're going to take our mid-session break. So everyone, we will be back here in just a moment. We're going to take a 20-ish minute break here a little bit. Once again, we're sorry for the late start to the session today. Got to make sure everything works fine before we can start. So, you know, sit back, relax. We'll be right back. Refresh yourselves because we'll be doing that as well. But if you've joined us late today, you have some options, and our very own Noah, aka Zokifli, will be telling you about those options.
Option 1, write a poem about it. Option 2, despair. Option 3, do the Wednesday dance. Option 4, catch us on all of our streaming channels. We're on YouTube. We're on all of the podcast networks. All of them. Yeah, even that one. Even that one. And if you're listening to us / watching us on any of those, feel free to come catch us live on Twitch and talk to us. We do sometimes talk back. I'm afraid we do bite, but you know, you'll get into it.
I'm already into
And
it.
feel free to... Happy holidays!
Sorry, Jesus, that your party's so lame. Anyway, so everybody, we'll be right back. Before we do, remember to join our Discord if you have not already. If you've watched the stream for more than 10 minutes so far today and you have not done so, you can link your Discord and Twitch accounts with our database for the point system, soon going to be turned into the bone system. And, you know, check your point rewards to see how many points you've earned so far in this session today. This is not the only stream we do. You'll see a lot of Dead by Daylight and other games that we stream throughout the week. It's a really fun time. The Discord is where all that information is given in a weekly announcement post.
Can I just say I'm really looking forward, Sarkos, to the tutorial session where you walk us through exactly how this point system works, i.e. how to bone. Okay, that's all from me.
That's exactly what we're gonna name it. How to bone.
How to
bone.
Just a couple of boners up in here.
Just boning 101.
So-
Yeah. Can we just play a little bit of Brooklyn Nine-Nine yelling bone?
Yeah. Do you hear about that one Alien movie? It's just E.T. Bone Home, just every day. Just E.T. Bone Home.
Anyway, everyone, so a lot of work, and I do want to take this time to thank our development team, especially Mr. Lynch in our Discord, Dan Lynch, who, you know, did a lot for the linked accounts, and he even developed the plugin to allow Minecraft accounts to be linked as well. So a huge shout out to you. Your work has been absolutely amazing, helping construct the system, and as well as Kyle for being our server management, who's also the co-owner of the community. So thank you both so much. We won't have the tutorial video as part of our mid-break ads during this session, but we will have it next week on how to bone. So don't worry about that, everyone. With that, we'll be right back. Hello.
Oh, no.
Things happen. Hello everyone and welcome back. So just a few reminders before we continue into the session. You know, join our Discord, do a lot of things like that. It's a really good time. You know, we play a lot of games like Sea of Thieves, Dead by Daylight. We have many community games like Jackbox games that we are bringing back. Jackbox party packs, hooray! Also, if you weren't part of our reindeer games last Monday, you missed out on a lot of fun. West did a tremendous job at hosting that event, and we appreciate it. We played Cards Against Humanity, Secret Voldemort, and some Jackbox games as well. So it was a really, really nice time. You know, if you're not much of a party game member like that, we also do things like, you know, share pictures of our food, discuss our favorite anime that we're watching currently, show pictures of our pets, and more. There's a lot going on in Prestige Gaming community, and it's a community for everyone.
Yes. In case you're wondering, yes, this is a baby in my lap.
Yes, it is indeed a baby.
I'm gonna try to keep her out of the camera because, you know, I know not everyone wants to see a baby.
But it's a baby nonetheless.
Noah made
Jasmine,
that.
what are you doing during this time?
Asmir?
Yeah.
He is working in his spell book right now. Kind of studying it, sitting away from everyone. Looking a little nervous.
While you're sitting there, and Astra, hold on a second. Astra's off, sneaking around. The priestess comes over and sits next to you. Working on some spells?
It's the hope. They're something my mother taught me when I was younger, and tried to honor him.
I will note that she's also in her lesser form.
Okay. Not the gigantic.
Yeah.
Yes. I was very young when they died.
I hope that you did not take offense to me and my comments about those corrupted by the tainted flame, for I know that you have roots in such heritage.
So they say, but I thought that you were born from it, but both my parents were human.
It can go years without affecting a generation, much like the color of hair or eyes.
I worry sometimes that they did something He taught me Infernal.
If you had the chance, would you go back to your old life?
I don't think that place and that time was... Being with them was good, but that... No, that life was me hiding and reading and learning to fight, but never seeing the world.
I see.
I may be running from my mistakes now, but it's my life.
Choosing a better path is not running from your own mistakes. Sleep well.
You as well, priestess.
And now the moment we've all been waiting for. Astra. For the sake of this, we would like for you to read the entry out loud as you're reading it for the first time.
Of course. And now that I know that I read it out loud, that's good.
Yes. I just want to make sure that I am. So,
Let me go ahead and just get it open.
the journal entry reads the beginning. Actually, I think for the better of this, it would be better as if it was read in Aspen's voice.
All right, fair enough.
Plot twist.
Okay.
Plot
Okay.
twist.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. The face in the vial promised so much for me. It promised the truth, knowledge of the magics that my elders misunderstood and therefore shunned, the spores. I regularly visited the face when I told my village that I was out foraging for mushrooms and the like. I spoke with it for hours about the fascinating nature of fungi. This brought me more joy than the notion of leadership that my father told me was my birthright. This lasted for about a year, until the secret place where we would meet was no longer secret. My uncle followed me out of concern to the secret spot. All it took was a crack of glass. In surprise, I carelessly swung my body around and shattered the vial upon the ground, letting loose a cloud of spores that dispersed as fast as it came. The face was nowhere to be seen. For about a week, I felt sick and I thought nothing of it. But the wildlife started decaying from the inside, something that had never happened before. Soon the people who first observed this started to get stony bumps on their skin until eventually they turned to solid stone. My father was investigating the source, which they deemed to be fungal as well as magical. The disease overtook my family, except for my sister, and we now search for a cure. I know I am to blame. My uncle did not need to take the fall for my actions. I will pay however I need to save my family. I will stop what I have unleashed. I am an unfit leader.
I'm just going to make sure I record that in my journal here. Flabbergasted. I can't believe what I am reading right now. Part of me wants to consult another member of the group, but another part of me does not want to because they would not understand. Okay. Wow. 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 I'm gonna put the journal back with Aspen after I'm done recording, but I need to. I can't sleep after that. I mean, there's no way.
And Astra, as you sit there with your thoughts, the gears turning the entire night, anxiety preventing you from a restful night of slumber. Soon enough, before you realize it, the sun rises above the mountains, signifying the start of a new day. You are going to gain 1 point of exhaustion.
Oh man.
And I would just like to note that whoever sees Astra this morning, she has these bags under her eyes. And typically she looks like a tired person, but today is one of those days. She just looks like she rose from the dead.
Still registers this with a look of concern. You are okay?
Tea?
Yeah. Can.
Get that morning brew going.
Astra, I am sorry. I ran. Sorry. I tell Aspen already, but I'm not. I am thinking if I stayed, maybe you not get lost.
Perhaps. But ultimately I was safe. And I think I understand why you did it.
No.
I hold no grievance.
I don't understand. Because maybe you don't understand. Because I hurt so many people. And somehow you, Aspen, everyone, like you, accept also. Everything is fine.
You know, have you ever watched a young cougar? Have you ever analyzed what they do?
Cougar is like leopard, huh? Or tiger.
Mountain lion?
Okay, yeah.
Puma? Either way, if you think about small kittens of them, as they grow into adulthood, they don't necessarily have the wisdom to know not to fight everything. So sometimes that instinct to kill will take over, and they will pounce on something that they should not have gone for, a prey that is not as injured as it could be, another predator. You know, these are things that will pick off this cougar cub. I bring it up and I mention it because the cougar is doing nothing wrong. The cougar is living its natural life, living within its instincts, and doing what it knows best. It's being itself. And I see a lot of that in you. I see a lot of the wisdom, knowing when to kill and how to kill efficiently. I see that as you grow older with what you've been burdened with, you learn to cope with it well.
Wisdom. But I am not a cougar. They were not prey. They were people. But I think I understand.
Mm. I think I understand.
Your tea is ready.
Ah, thank you. Oh, very good. It's too weak, it hasn't steeped long enough, so he's just gonna politely sip it and then put it back down again.
She's too busy just scanning the area, looking for Aspen to even really notice the quality of your tea, unfortunately.
Yeah, so as anyone would be entering the hearth. Is it hearth or hearth? Doesn't matter. You can announce it so everybody knows that you're there.
Casimir walks in. Looks like today we maybe go to war.
War?
Oh,
It's hearth, by the way.
yeah. I mean, we're going right back to the belly of the beast with the cure, and now we know that this entire curse is orchestrated by the brother. Do you think that's going to be easy?
I already had my reservations about what we should do with the situation, so.
And I wonder if the mother should face judgment.
Aspen walks in and overhears this. I believe the mother should still face judgment as she did harm many innocent people. But as this is the brother's doing, he should pay some price as well.
They're desperate to protect their child, but life needs to have more value than that.
Killing cannot be justified by being done at random.
There is no justice in killing her either. Now that I think about it, death is the easy way out.
She deserves to serve the community in which she took advantage of. They both deserve to serve for their crimes, respectively. His has a lot with sabotage and not being honest with people and lying to people and conspiring and doing things that could put the jeopardy of others' health at risk.
Aspen kind of scans the room, looks at Astra. Astra, are you okay? You look sickly.
Doesn't sound familiar at all.
Yeah. Yeah, like me also. Okay, I see you saying she is like me. I hurt many people.
No.
So harsh. Very harsh today.
No.
Very spicy. Pedas.
She feels no audible guilt. She didn't say anything much about it. But
Oh, okay. Come. So, we go back. Your priestess. Hey, what is her name? Huh? Priestess Moon. Moon Priestess.
Her
Jadina?
name is Jadina.
Yes, please.
Oh, she tell you her name also. Jadima.
Yeah, she mentioned it last night, but
I did not listen. I was with Pedro.
you were burdened somewhat by the truth you shared.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but personally, I'm a fan of Jadina.
Yes.
Also, I do think it's pretty tricky, the situation we've come into, what with the, the flower and the beast of summer morn and,
Flower? Are you talking about me?
no.
Or me? By any chance?
We're always thinking about you, but this time we're not talking about you.
Very well.
Referring to the flower that shines like moonlight. One that can break the curse. Now, one thing I would like to say is if we do manage to, break this curse, I do know there's that whole spiel about once something is corrupted, it cannot be uncorrupted completely, and, etc. If we manage to bring back the person who is currently the Beast of Summermorn, I say we let the mother live for the sake of taking care of that child. That is all.
And the brother?
Mother can die.
Not
Sit-
our problem. We go back, we give the flower. She says what she has done to what? The king, emperor? Then they have their justice. She goes away. The princess, monster girl, she becomes the new leader, mayor, whatever. And the brother, who, I don't know. Maybe he wants to take over or what? Then maybe we fight, maybe not lah. Maybe we run away. Not our problem.
What's next in store for us, you think? Once we're done with this. Where do you guys want to go?
Go to the airship. We go to university. We find cure.
More business in Stag Reach. It's over at Cormac.
Also, your friend, Casimir, your dwarf friend. You're looking for him now, yeah?
If I'm somewhat worried about him, but I was more concerned that he died there. If Holfan will show himself when he deems it. He's done this before, I just thought he died. You seem to be on an interesting path, and I'm curious to see where it follows.
You come as well?
Yes, maybe I'll find him on the way.
Okay. Yeah. Kawan Shaitan, huh? Hello, friend.
Yes. Kind of brushes his horns a little bit, clearing a little bit of soot that somehow got on them. And maybe we'll find this cure they're talking about too. That sounds important.
So, where is Jadina? Looking around for her. Is she here?
Well, she was just speaking to you.
Oh, she was. Oh, yeah, there. Sorry.
I'm right here. What do you mean?
So you have you talked to your goddess. We can go back. But then what? What to doing with the brother? She wants us to kill him, or we talk to him, we face him.
Perhaps that is something for that kingdom's justice system to decide.
Okay, better. Okay, see, not our problem. Let them.
You see, gods and goddesses can be fickle before, they don't always like to intervene. If they always intervened for you, how would you figure out how to defend for yourself?
So,
Yeah.
do you plan to teleport us there, or do you throw us?
Oh, I just constructed a catapult overnight. I thought that would be the easiest way to go.
Huh? Catapult? Way,
mean-
very dangerous, you know.
I'm
kidding.
game.
For
It's
sure, we
so easy.
die, right?
I'm all
She's
for
going
that.
to reach her finger out and just loosely snap. And with a snap, this huge crash of lightning comes striking down from the sky. And as it strikes down, it just stays stagnant there. This pulsing electricity, and it eventually opens, cutting in half, creating this doorway before you. Well, if you so choose.
Okay. Huh. Catapult. Okay. Zool walks right through.
Did we get the flower?
She'll hand it to you.
Thank you. I will walk there as well.
Casimir looks back at her. You know, I don't normally like the religious type, but I do like you. And he walks through.
She'll wink at you as you're walking through. Does everybody else walk through?
Espen kind of observes that whole lightning bit she did with snapping and all that, and he writes something down in his journal really quick. And he kind of notices that like one of the pages is like kind of bent on a corner, and he just straightens it out and finishes writing and closes his journal. And walks through.
Be careful how he puts that down. He can get bent in his sleep.
You all once again find yourself in the city of Summermorn. But instead of outside of a temple, you find yourself in the middle of a tavern. And it's rather busy. I didn't know I would see you all again. It's been about a week. You're back so soon from your journey.
We are. It's our favorite. Quick question, since it's so crowded.
Yeah.
Does anyone bump into me?
Yeah.
How hard are they bumping into me?
This is a human man, pretty drunk. He bumps into you. Sorry.
Okay.
This is the same tavern as we stayed in way back when we first arrived here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, so crowded already. Suddenly popular. More airship coming? No. Very quiet before. Last week, no people. Now, so many people.
The grinning cat ran by us. Oh, a lot of us are celebrating, actually. There was, while you were gone, actually, about a day or two after, a very large war party came from across the mountains, and we managed to fight them off. It seemed to be a major blow against the tribes. After this human man walks into you, bumps right into, kind of making you kind of stumble and have to catch yourself on a table.
Does he say sorry again?
Sorry, miss. Didn't mean to.
How big is my hand in comparison to his head?
Probably could grab his whole face if you so chose.
I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna grab his head and kind of turn him around. Push him away a little bit.
Kick him in the ass as he kind of walks away, like, kick him away.
Right.
I just step between the two of them just to see if he comes back. Plant myself there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, somehow word got out that one of my place here is actually mighty fine, and here you all are.
You have space for us, or now no more space?
Of course, I always have space for my favorite people in the entire kingdom. He's gonna look over to the drunk man and kept on being an Astra. Sorry, your room's canceled for the night. Here's your refund.
I see you've fixed that dark corner from before. There's a little bit more lighting over there.
It took us a couple candles. It was quite interesting how that all worked out. It's all about the lighting. I'm thinking about, making some skylights up in the ceiling. It's a lot of revenue's been coming in.
It's a shame. It's such a good place to lurk. Every tavern needs a nice lurking place for somebody who looks shady.
Yeah, it's how a lot of stuff happens around here. It's always initiated with someone, like, he's gonna point to Cormac, looking like that man, lurking in a corner for someone to make a deal or to throw a dagger to stop a fight before it happens, something like that. And he's gonna point to the post across, the wooden post across from it. It just has a bunch of like holes in it. Like someone's been playing darts on it. Happens all the time.
An interesting occurrence.
Yeah.
Well, it was wonderful to see you.
It is wonderful to see you.
Later.
Yeah, we have business. We come back later.
How so
We're
soon?
going to overthrow your government system.
Well, if you can't hide out here, unfortunately.
Of course we can.
Well,
Any news? You have heard of ruling people here? Anything new? The Countess, Thackeray? Anything new? They are still good? Oh.
I mean, everything's been fine. Should we be worried? There's also a lack of disappearances since you all left as well. It's
Temporary solution that we may hope to make permanent.
before I forget, before you just wander outside freely, I do, some men came looking for you all about 2 days ago.
Did they seem to be men of this nation or a different one?
They wore a band around their neck with a leather coin that had the embossment of a overflowing wine cup.
Malay Guild.
That's the one.
They say what they were looking for?
He just asked if I've seen people around that call themselves the Seekers.
That's why, huh? We should change our name. Change to something else, huh? The
Maybe.
Kisses. I don't know lah. I don't bet with names. Okay. Thank you. We will see. Watch out. 2 days ago. So they are gone or what?
I don't know, unfortunately.
Can. They look like how many? 2 men? 3?
There were 2 that came in. I don't know how many they were with.
Okay. Okay, come. We should see the Countess.
1 second. Casimir pulls a saddlebag and holds it out, saying, "Do you mind just looking after these 2 just for safekeeping. And he pulls open the cover and shows them the flowers.
Well, howdy. My
that
word,
reminds
I've
me.
never seen things such as this.
Our horses are in stag reach.
You guys did leave your horses in Stag Reach. For
Mhm.
1 silver a night, to be honest, I think, was the cost.
We could never go back.
Nope. Nope.
This is like Blockbuster. You're just gonna bankrupt yourself because you left your.
$10,000 late fee.
I love making a Blockbuster reference just to see how many people we can lose.
What's Blockbuster?
They will talk your ear off, but they are both delightful.
Very well.
Okay.
So let's head out, I suppose, or or do we want to consider the name while we before we head out, in case anyone asks?
The 7 bones. Ah, the bones.
The bones?
Yeah, bones.
Why?
Bone seekers.
Does that make it any better? We're seeking bones. Yeah.
I'm not feeling too creative right now. I will be honest, my mind's a bit foggy. I'm thinking something along the lines of guardians. I don't know what we guard though.
Secrets.
Justice.
We sure do guard secrets, don't we?
I feel like there's some shade there, but I don't know enough about these dynamics to really.
Yeah. Shit,
Yeah.
shit must be to me. So maybe to Cormac because he
Yeah.
Sure. Something he's not saying.
Yeah. Are we the secret keepers?
It's okay if he raises an admiring eyebrow. Mainly because he came up with it.
Let's keep brainstorming.
Can be, okay.
Hydro.
Yeah, Kydro. Input.
I like the Secret Keepers. It's not bad.
Okay. Cormac.
Don't really matter what we're called.
What about
7 bullets.
the shiny bullet?
The 7 secrets.
The survivors of the tower.
In my head.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. We're discussing our name.
Yeah. Where's the door? It's gone. There's no way out.
She teleported us. Yeah. So if I say arch, does the door appear?
Let's
We
go.
leave, and we're heading in the direction of the Talmont residence.
Okay.
Or the tomb?
That would
Okay.
require using the canals, would it not?
Yes.
It would.
The city does utilize the canals for its transportation. So that will be 3 copper from each of you.
Okay. Can all 7 of us fit in one boat, or do we need to take separate boats?
It's per passenger.
Sure. Are the boats big enough for all of us, or do we need to take?
It's the one boat's big enough for all of you.
Why don't they just? Yeah, they should sell monthly passes for this or something. It's very expensive.
1 silver.
It's 3. I see 3. So it's 3 copper.
3 copper.
3 copper from each of you.
3 copper. Okay. Okay. We have 9 copper, 1 gold. So Quickly offers 1 gold piece in hopes for change.
There is no change.
Casimir pays for him.
Okay, that works.
There ensues this loud argument between a stingy Malay guy and canal operator with no change. Mysteriously, despite
it's like when something's $1.99 and this old person pays with $100 bill.
Yeah. You got all these other people's $1.99. Come on. Quick change. Anyway. I'm not that stingy.
So you all pay your fee, and soon enough you are traveling along the canal. Another guy, half workman, looks down at you. So? You don't look like you're from around here? What brings you to Summermorn?
Visiting dead relatives.
Oh, they're buried up in the graveyard, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
And fucking as well.
Oh, hopefully not the dead relatives. I would hope.
What? Oh my god. Okay.
It seems like a pretty grim thing to think about.
Sorry? I mean...
Whoa. Wow, this fella, he's a lot of big ideas, huh?
It's just the context of the conversation. I didn't mean no offense. It was quite out of place to say, oh, hey, I'm visiting dead relatives and walking.
There are people. There definitely.
So what is your purpose, huh? You talk to people, you maybe talk about their relatives?
I just try to make conversation. We don't have to talk.
Honestly, I think they feel compelled to have in-depth conversations with every person we meet. It's a wonderful trait.
Stare down. Who are you?
My name? Jim.
How is that spelled?
Gim. B.
Well, that's what
The B is silent.
That's what I
Jim.
would have missed.
Jim.
You asked his name.
What are your names?
My name all silent.
I love that one. Isn't that the one that's pronounced?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that one. Cool.
All right. Well, it's a quite an exciting day. I recently caught word that a member of the royal family is going to be here visiting the Telmons.
Yeah, okay. Who? Which one?
Was Telmont?
Which member of the royal family?
One of the adopted daughters of Her Majesty, from my understanding.
Are you going to be there? Is it going to be like an event?
No, I just sometimes the carriage is brought through the street, and you're able to, if you're lucky, catch an eye on her.
That's good. Okay.
Huh. Maybe good timing. Yeah, we also going to see the Talmud.
Oh. Not many people riding the ferries meet with the Talmons. You must be some special people.
Yeah, very special.
We sure are.
Yeah. So, many people here before, 1 week before, also many months before. Many people also dying. Dying. Go missing, dead also. Dead already. And who stopped? Yeah, us. We stopped.
At this point, he's gonna pull up to the door. Thank the gods. I mean, we have arrived to your destination. Please watch your step as you step onto the dock. And I appreciate your patronage.
Okay. Good luck with your dead relatives. Okay, bye.
Don't you mean you're dead? Okay.
Esmer tips him a silver.
Bless
Thank you for tolerating.
Hey man, I've got charisma 8. I'm gonna play that shit.
So Kifley's like, if it's a Kifley's with modern times, Uber rider, me, silence. Uber driver, silence.
Yeah.
Me, 5 stars.
Yeah.
Just what I need.
Well.
So as you step off the ferry and onto the dock, there's like kind of like some stone steps leading up to the main street, and as you step up, you see the base of a robe. This time it is a sapphire blue with silver runes kind of threaded into it as well. And as you like look up, you see the face of Perful Lufael. Oh, you're already back.
Yeah. In twice the time. Maybe twice the pay.
Seems almost impossible that you made it back so quickly. But he's gonna reach from beneath his robe, bring out a metal flask, and just take a deep swig. Anyway.
Impossible that we come back so quickly, but with the everything we need. Maybe, but we had help.
I see.
Mm.
Well, if you'd be so kind to follow me, I can take you to the familial house.
Not to the tomb where the cure needs to be administered.
Have you concocted the cure from the ingredients I sent you out to retrieve? Are they still...
No.
Would you give a hungry peasant yeast and flour and tell them it's bread?
Okay. To the house.
Appreciated. He walks, he tucks his hands into the sleeves of his robe behind his back and kind of walks with his chest puffed up, his chin raised. I have some news I've received updates of from various hawks that have been sent my way. You know, we must keep tabs on what's going on in the world. Would you care to know?
Seems very kind.
News?
Indeed. It seems that in Mysteria, the guildmaster of the Marley clan has been appointed prime minister. Which is quite the development since the death of the previous one, poisoning at his own dinner party.
A shame.
We've also received word that there are emissaries from Yundawalig coming to the royal capital of Belanos, and which is why the queen herself could not grace us with her presence during this royal family visit. I wonder what they want. They're always a bit pompous for my taste. Apparently they're making progress on the Great Margot Plains. 3 whole battalions of wood elves wiped out in a single day. What a shame. We might see the entire forest burning sometime within the next few months, by my prediction.
We heard there's attack here in the past week. There's someone, they tried to attack this city, but they failed. Who was this?
This time it was a mixture of gnolls and bugbears. It was quite odd, really. Unexpected of how primitive their tactic were. They just, in a large group, several hundred of them just charged at the city and were blown apart by our artillery.
Why?
Mindless beasts would be my guess.
Bears aren't mindless.
If you say so.
Something must have driven them here, or they were driven away from something.
Perhaps. It is strange, though. They've never done something like that before.
But where do they normally reside?
Oh, just beyond the Buckler Mountains. To the west.
Something must have disturbed their homes.
Interesting.
They have been sending raiding parties over into the kingdom for quite some time. Typically, the mountains keep them from traveling in large tropes. But every now and then, we get a group that makes it across. Which is why we employ adventurers such as yourselves to go and hunt them in those mountains. Because a party in those mountains means they're coming here. Oh, what else was there? Some baseless reports of a dragon being seen in the sky these past few days. But nothing else to really note.
A dragon, you say? What kind of dragon?
You know, we haven't gotten any confirmations of the type. Really. Strange.
Yeah. Did we see anything, but a dragon on our journeys?
Where is the contest?
We don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Casimir seems somewhat delighted.
Ask you.
What's a dragon?
I must say that you are all very odd people that I've met, and as much as I enjoy your presence, I feel like it would be best for all once you make your way home, wherever that may be.
No. First, we give the cure. Then, the countess, she does what she said she does. She talks to the king, emperor. She says what she has done.
We do not have a king.
What
in
what you
Riverville. And where would you all be seeing your adventures next following this exchange?
We'll update you when we know. We're wandering.
You're wondering or you're wandering?
Wandering.
Seeking.
So the name would imply, apparently. He rolls his eyes. Exaggerate enough to where you will notice.
So, what do you think of your Lord Thackeray? What does it say? I don't know what the title systems are here.
As the court wizard, I must maintain respect for my ruling family, who I advise to serve the people to their best ability.
That's a very good non-answer. My father would be proud.
Father's a smart man.
He was.
I'm guessing he did well in the political world.
I did well enough. Married into nobility, but, you know, such is the life.
Indeed, such is the life. Not for me. I never have time. This family keeps me busy, to say the least.
Well, hopefully some of your burdens will be lifted with this cure you promise.
Hopefully. And tell me, how difficult was it to achieve, to obtain?
Difficult.
Very.
Good, then you'll have earned your reward.
Yes, it was death-defying in some literal moments. We managed to survive falling off a mountain.
Did you bounce?
Kaito bounced. He broke both of his ankles.
True, it was horrifying.
Maybe not as nimble as you thought you were.
I think most people...
Then. Wow.
You wouldn't find me falling down a mountain. I have spells to prevent that from being so threatening.
Yeah.
You don't look like you get out much either.
Was it the tan? It's just not there, is it?
Well, we had another pale court wizard help us on the way.
Oh. And who
She
might
failed
that
to
be?
What was her name again? Guinevere.
He's gonna stop walking and immediately turn around, like almost whip-like. Guinevere.
Van Kerkhoff. She had some other names.
I'm sure she did.
You knew her?
Oh, did I know her? We were at the academy together.
An old flame?
Huh. If the flame was cold and corpse-like.
It's a very strange flame.
You know, fire magic is banned in this kingdom. But the amount of times my robe spontaneously caught flame.
Yeah.
Maybe you were just very careless around candles.
One time I was presenting my dissertation, and her damned raven dropped an egg on my head. Camellias can't lay eggs.
I was about to say the same thing. This is fascinating.
You sure it was an egg?
I hope it was.
Ah, okay.
Has to tell himself that.
Well, she was off to seek her fortune, her power, so you may see her again.
And not to mention one time, she faked her own death. We thought she was dead. And then we all were viewing her in her casket at the memorial service, and she just popped out and she said, boo. And then asked her raven how long it was and how it went.
But how we found her.
That woman.
Yeah. She's chasing after whatever she seeks.
Anyway, we are here.
Oh yeah, so to say, I didn't notice this magnificent manor we approached.
It's less of a manor and actually more of a castle. And this is not the first time you've seen Castle Windlock. It is a castle that is surrounded by these canals, these man-made canals, with a long drawbridge leading over to a stone bridge that kind of goes up. It's very raised, where anyone using the ferry boats around the canals could not ascend to a higher level. That is the stone door. The long golden green banners are decorating these walls, and as he kind of like leads you up to the stone bridge and just like cuts off to the water below, the two guards nod to him, and then they lift a whistle to their lips and blow the shrill sound, kind of pierces the air, and the drawbridge lowers. It's unpleasant but effective.
Let's see, it scared all the birds away.
Not all, apparently. And you look up and you see that there's a small black dot in the sky. And then it starts to grow larger, and you realize that it is a winged creature that is bond diving down into the castle. And right before it impacts with the ground, its wings spread out, these long eagle-like wings spread out and just gently fall down to the ground. It has the head of an eagle and the body of a lion. And there is a very slender woman with long blonde hair with a helmet on and these goggles sitting on top of it. And she kind of slides down very nimbly, kind of catching herself with a rebound in the knees, and she stands up, and you see that she's wearing this like tight jacket made of leather, and she takes his goggles off, letting this long blonde hair kind of roll down, and she kind of flips her head to get into place, and it just has these bright violet eyes. Oh, it seems I'm just in time. And he immediately drops down to one knee and bows his head. He looks back at all of you.
That's been waves.
Down on a knee.
Asmir kind of does goes to one knee and bows in a practiced manner, as if he's done this before.
Zol bows, gets down on one knee, a little stiffly, looking what everyone else is doing.
What is everybody else doing?
Also just watching her.
Very nice to meet you. And Ash is gonna do some haphazard bow. She's not too practiced.
My princess, I apologize for the manners of these common folk. They are not well versed in how this necessarily works. She looks. Oh, it is fine. Rise, all of you.
They are not common folk. They are prince and princess from their people.
We do things a little different.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet you, and we respect all cultures here in our kingdom. And I am so happy to have you here sharing some of mine.
Does she look familiar to us, DM, or have we run across her before sometime?
You have not.
Okay.
Lufael will look at all of you. I am presenting Princess Lexilla Athelrin, daughter of Her Majesty the Queen. A squire will run over and take the helmet. At this point, many people are starting to come out of the wordwork of this castle as the drawbridge is raised. My princess, we were expecting you on horse and carriage, not griffin. Well, I can't ever resist a ride on my mount. And what better time to reach a castle on a moat? Indeed. And she's gonna kind of walk right past Lufael and come up to all of you. So I must know, what is all of your story? I can see that you're versed in combat and have a life for adventure.
That's true.
Not too far off, yeah.
We sent to help the Talmon family because they have a problem.
I see.
Yeah,
Oh,
we bring the cure.
trade heroes are in such short supply these days, especially since the passing of our keepers, who my mother loved very much and even gave one of our homes to them while they were still living. Ah, such a shame. But maybe one day an adventuring party like you may fill their shoes. For we certainly could need it in the future. But she's gonna grab Cormac by the arm, kind of like loop her like you're escorting her. She's gonna pat your form. Tell me, you seem, and then she's gonna start walking you all towards the Great Hall. Tell me, you seem that you are of half elven descent, but not fully. I'm not meaning to be rude, but I was wondering if you had any thoughts on the war between the two elven kingdoms.
Well, not particularly, because where I come from, the war hadn't reached us yet, so. In fact, I came from a very peaceful village.
So you are from the Elven Woods?
Hold on. Let me check my notes here. Quick, somebody else say something.
Yeah,
Seems very nervous.
yeah, he knows many bad people.
And what about you? She's gonna kind of like, you know, and as she turns her head, the long wavy hair kind of like bounces and keeps its shape. So he kind of like looks back, giving you a flirtatious smile, to say the least.
I look disarmed and just smile nervously back. And then
Where do you hail from?
Pulakadera. Long, far away.
And
Yeah.
you guys are all noticing, like, as she walks past torches, as she walks past sources of light, they just seem to glow brighter. The flowers seem to perk up in her presence. The grass is greener. It seems like wherever she is, it's just a brighter and happier place.
Is there something off about that? Or is it...
Do you want to roll a check for that?
I do. I want to see if it's a genuine kind of positivity.
Make a nature check, please.
Got you.
Well, that happens. Justin kind of looks at her. That was a very interesting mountain you flew in on. What's its name?
Oh, the name of my griffin.
Yes.
You know, I never thought to give him one. We just seem to have this telepathic bond, it seems, where I just know what he's thinking and he's part of me. So I never thought, I don't really own him, you know?
Have you ever thought to ask?
I'm sorry?
You ever thought to ask his name?
No, not. It's never been brought up.
I believe one's name holds great importance.
Names do often hold power. And what did you get there, Astro?
6.
6? Nothing is weird about that.
Okay.
You know, I've never seen one of your kind before. You're furbolgs, yes?
We are fearfuls. Speaking of names, my name is Aspen. And this is my sister, Astra.
Yes.
Well, mine is like still as you already been told, but manners and formality require that you say my princess, or when no one's around, you can call me Lexella.
Lexella. So,
So, people from all over the continent, different parts of the world, far, far away, speaking with accents, and I'm sure you have so many stories to tell. Surely you must be free for dinner tonight.
yeah.
Hopefully.
Sure.
Well, are you charmed right now?
Hmm?
Are you charmed?
Yeah, she's very charming.
Hmm.
Hey, she smells very good.
She actually does smell like honeysuckle.
She reminds me.
Probably has a lot of money.
Ah, like flowers. Huh? Yeah, maybe a lot of many money.
And as you all step into the Great Hall, there's this long carpet kind of leading the way with these banners on both sides. And then there's just a number of doorways and hallways that lead off to different areas. A number of guards and members of court of this family kind of walk up. The one leading them is Thackeray. And they all bow as she approaches. She kind of lets go of Cormac's arm. Thackeray speaks. My princess, we were not aware that you're arriving so soon. We have not made your rooms ready, or we would have met you outside with a procession. I'm deeply sorry. And he looks past her and at all of you, and his eyes kind of twitch for just a moment. And I see that you've already become acquainted with the Seekers. They're absolutely just lovely people. You are very lucky to have them in your employment. From I can tell they're talented. You're a lucky man. Hopefully, I would assume their fees are not cheap. But if you need help paying for them, I'm sure I could discuss something with my mom.
Oh.
As like some of the people snicker behind him. Well, my mother is getting ready to meet you, as she takes much more time than I do. So how about we meet in our great hall and we all share a glass of wine to your safe arrival? Oh, it's actually still a little bit early for me, but I'm sure you're very used to that at this point with all the things that I've been hearing. Perhaps I could have some freshly pressed juice, or something along those lines. Very well. And he'll turn and start to walk, escort the entire party further. He's gonna be a few yards ahead, but
It has been quite some time since I've had some freshly pressed juice.
Agreed.
it wasn't too obvious, was I?
Cormac just gives a thumbs up.
So leading you all into the Great Hall, the masonry is not necessarily decorative or made for comfort. This is a keep. It is meant for defense primarily, as there are some decor and fineries added and decorations added to make it look nicer, but this isn't like master carvers and architects designed this to be impressive. This is meant to keep people safe in times of siege. But you're all given a place at a table. My princess, would you like to head? No, I'm actually fine sitting next to my new friends. I have some questions I would like to ask them. Very well, and I will have the pitcher of juice brought out to all of you. If you excuse me, I must go speak with our kitchen. Of course, take your time. She'll flip her head back, the hair once again passing her shoulder as she looks at all of you.
Casimir shooting him icy, like, knives out of his eyes at the back of his head.
So, I arrived to the city. There are 7 adventurers at the doorstep of the noble family with the court wizard. Must be important. What is going on?
You don't know?
Perhaps I do.
You only
Have
just
you-
come to this place? You know the Telmon family?
I've known many of the noble families. I've seen member after member get thrown at me in the court asking for my hand in marriage. To be honest with you, it's all quite tiring. My mother seems to be immortal, and that means I will never take the throne.
Aspen's gonna look around and kind of see if anybody else is like listening in on this conversation.
Make a perception check.
All right. $14.
14. Looking around, there are various members of this like members of this household like are staying around you, and then she's gonna look over and she's gonna notice your gaze looking around and goes, I see. And her hand is resting on the table, and on her hand, on her index finger of her left hand, is a silver ring with a black onyx set into it. And she's gonna tap it twice on the table. You notice that it sparkles for just a moment, and everything outside of this area that you're in you cannot hear. And there seems to be some sort of, from your perspective, the shimmer of air just a few feet away from where you all are sitting.
Could I make an Arcana check?
Sure.
Solid 10.
You can't quite know what the spell is, but it seems like this spell is keeping your area free from anyone listening in. It's a
You
gift from my
know-
mother.
You know what they have been doing here. They are taking people from the street. For many months now. Maybe you did not know. We find out. So we followed it. And we find out that their daughter has a curse. Very bad curse. She turned into a monster. They are giving people to this monster to keep her alive. Yeah. So we find out. The countess, she says she will tell your mother, the queen. But first she needs a cure. So she sent us to find this cure. Now we have come back. We have it. But we also know why this curse, the monster curse, happened. I tell you this because maybe you can tell your mother. Maybe they will try to kill us first, huh?
I see. Well, that is disappointing to hear. I must admit I was already aware of the situation, but I guess I wanted confirmation before I did anything. People lie to me all the time.
He lied to you?
I mean, why wouldn't they? People lie to preserve their self-interest, and it goes against everything that my mother has spent many centuries building.
So now you know. But that also makes you dangerous to this countess. Or maybe she does the right thing and she tells your mother and everything is fine.
Perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Her brother is still the snake.
Could you expand on that?
He desires the seat of power. He set this entire thing up.
This one we only think.
We love that for him.
This curse is from the goddess Nima. We are thinking he made sure the goddess puts this curse on his sister. So now maybe he has to become the new heir.
Count instead of countess. The brother instead of the sister. The sister whose only sin is being cursed, turned into a monster with no control.
Very well. She's gonna snap her fingers. Lufael, princess, take the items you require from these brave adventurers and do what you will with them. The ingredients, that is.
Okay.
And she's gonna look to the various bannermen around this. All of you, you know who I am. You know who I speak for. And in the name of my mother, Her Majesty, I order you all to do the following. Search this house. Find every member of its family and bring them here to me. And as these like murmurs start to break out and these whispers of all the people who are in this hall begin to escalate and crescendo, she's going to casually walk over up to the seat where the countess would typically sit, and she's going to sit down and
Boss move.
just sit one leg and cross the other one as the guards start to shout orders at each other, and you just hear a bunch of commotion, shouts from around the halls, and within a few moments, the members of this household are brought out in front of the hall and are knelt down in front of the princess. Before you is the Earl, Luxhild Telmont, which is a man that you have not met yet. He seems to be in his late 40s, Luxodon man. The Countess Abera Telmont, Thackeray, and then a one that seems to be in his early teens. You're informed that his name is all nude Talmont.
He's got clothes on. Anyway, sorry, I'm moving on. You know what? We're just gonna let it lie there. I'm not even gonna go revisit it.
Every single
never happened.
NPC's name is gonna be Maxwell from this fucking point on. All nude.
All nude.
All nude.
It's a great name.
Fuck all of
That's a
you.
great. It's
I
an
hate you, all of
awesome
you.
name. It's an awesome name.
Anyway,
His cousin never knew. Sorry, go on.
He's gonna die anyway, so it's not gonna matter.
their extended family all clothed, you know. It's fine.
I'm really into this scene. Please keep going.
As she sits there and these people are brought on, they seem to be concerned. She uncrosses her legs, she leans forward onto her knees and rests her elbows up, and she looks at all of them. It's never easy being in this position. I am sorry to deceive all of you, but I am not here on a visit of the various households. You see, my mother is quite intelligent, but due to other obligations, she could not make the trip herself, and so I am here speaking as if I am her. I speak in her name. The powerful, those who are given rulership over those who are not privileged, is not something to be taken lightly. At this point, her face, this joyful, bright thing that you guys have witnessed, becomes slightly darker. Wealth, exuberance, while you abduct people in your own city to feed them to a cursed creature. Not once did we receive word of this blight plaguing your family. Not once did we get asked for assistance. We could have helped. But instead, for the past several months, you have fed citizens to her. At this point, Ebra is gonna say, but my princess, enough. And she's gonna like twirl her finger, and you watch as Ebra like seizes up and just falls to the ground, unable to move. Typically in this situation, we would ask for a trial. There'd be witnesses called and judgment would be passed then. But seeing how you have commissioned a group of adventurers to handle your mess instead of informing us of the issue, this is all I need to know. On top of the other reports we have received, judgment will be passed today. As those words fall, the great hall gates swing open, and there are 6 guards clad in the royal family colors, all holding heavy iron chains, carrying in a thrashing beast that you guys know to be the daughter of this family. Indeed, this is her. The one that you continue to fill her hunger, and the one that she's gonna look at the Thackeray, caused all for your own gain of power. We all know what must be done here. I could show the same treatment that you did to your citizens and feed you to this poor creature. But knowing after being cured that you killed your own family would be a cruelty I pass on to her. Instead, you will eat the wealth that you so enjoyed while you murdered your citizens. I assume it's prepared by now. some more of her household guards. Yes, princess, just like you instructed. And they come out with 2 long wooden poles with a glowing red iron pot. Your youngest son, the young Telmont boy, I'm sure you are innocent of this, and you will not face judgment today. You are not guilty of your parents' sins, nor your brothers. But, princess, please show mercy. No. How many? She started tapping her finger onto the arm of the chair. How many did you feed to her? I know how many. 163. There is 1 gold coin put into that pot for every person that you killed. Not much worth for a life, in my opinion. 2 of the guards grab Thackeray, another 2 prop open his mouth. Let it pour. You watch as the 2 guards come over and pour much of the gold and molten gold down his throat as he screams, his throat glowing red with the color of the molten gold being poured down. And as the gurgling soon stops, he falls over with a clunk, some of the gold solidifying on the corner of his mouth. She moves over to the father. At this point, the other members in this hall are cheering. He faces the same punishment. And as Ebra, the mother, is propped up, she releases the hold person spell on her. You will feel this. And with a scream and sound of burning flesh as the last bit of the gold is poured down the mother's throat, the room grows silent. Raphael, administer the antidote, please. The court wizard walks over and through a long stick with a flask at the end, he manages to get some of the elixir that's just like this glowing silver color into Numilla's mouth, and in a few moments she reverts back to this young Luxodon girl who is confused. She looks at her, she goes, what where am I? My princess. And she like looks down and she's not clothed, and she goes, get her a blanket, take her to her rooms where she can get dressed and away from this spectacle. Raphael, every court mage is sworn to obey the orders of their ruling family. But you don't only swear to your family, you swear to the crown. For this breaking of oaths, you will no longer cast magic. Bring the cuffs. These heavy iron cufflings are brought over and placed almost like shackles around his wrist, like bracers almost. And as they close, there is a bright flash of light that will inhibit all of the arcane energy flowing through you and your ability to channel it. You will not see death today, but your life's work is gone. All those years of study wasted. Now, that is enough of this spectacle for the day. I think it's my time to get a drink. And what happens next is a story for another time.
Dang!
Oh.
Oh man.
Well, everyone, it has been a great session 20 of campaign 2 here in Prestige Encounters. Absolutely amazing. Justice has finally seemed to have been served by the royal family of the Kingdom of Rivermore, and we will see you next week here at twitch.tv/prestigegc at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we continue into session 21 of Prestige Encounters. Thank you so much for tuning in so far. It's been absolutely amazing being the DM so far in this campaign. I'm going to pass it over to Astra, our Furbolg Druid.
Yes, super excited about this session and super excited for our next session. The next few sessions, I'm gonna see the progression of the tension in these character relationships going on. I'm gonna piece together some of the mystery that got revealed. So I'm very excited. I'm also excited just to see where we go as a group. I know that we said we want to go to the university, but we'll see if we'll actually make it there. And with that, I'll pass it over to the other Furbolg Druid, Aspen.
Yeah, great session, guys. I was, really happy with the role play. You don't need combat for a good session. And I'm so excited as Aspen to continue on and have an unstrained relationship with my sister and tell her stuff in time that she definitely doesn't know.
She's ready.
And with that, I will pass it over to our human blood hunter, Zulkifli.
Oh, hi everyone. Wonderful session. Just straight up Viserys them. Did not see that coming. Just straight up a crown for a kingdom. 163 gold is nothing to sneeze at. Nor is it something for Loxodon to sneeze out, it seems. I would like to dedicate this episode, especially its gruesome ending, to Amara. I love you, and you're in this episode for like a brief moment. I'm sorry, I tried to keep you out of it, but you're in it. This is your hand, right here. She's beautiful. I love her. She's just been in my lap this whole time. I hope someone's been keeping notes because I haven't been able to. Good. And with that, I'm gonna pass it over to Cormac.
Oh my god, I don't even know how to respond to that last little bit there, other than wow. That's one way to serve justice. But yeah, thank you, Noah, and thank you to everyone as always, and of course thank you to everybody who was in chat today. Thank you to our wonderful DM Michael, and with that I'll pass it off to Kydro, our Elven Monk Ranger.
Thank you. This session was super refreshing. It's like a tall glass of water. I'm not saying anything referring to the Storm Giant. Anyway, so, right, the session was great. Like across, we hit like every base, right? So we got that sibling tension going on right now. We got
we need that
that cold ass ending for an arc, Michael. That was crazy. Introduction of those arcane shackles was super cool. I can't wait for that to be a thing for the entire campaign. It's like, oh yeah, you're a magic user. Clink, clink. You are useless forever. That's super cool. So much happened. This whole Kiflin lore drop. Excellent. Love to see it. All in all, a great session. I'm also a big fan of having Noah here once again, baby edition now. It's pretty great.
Yeah,
I'm having a good time. Great session. Can't wait for the next one. That being said, I'm going to pass it over to my good friend Casimir, who has a lot to say.
Always a lot to say. It was a lot of fun tonight. It was nice to have a fun social session, a little flirting with a storm giant, which was unexpected. We had, potential romance, betrayal, intrigue, cold-blooded murder, or hot-blooded in this case. Is saying... and it's a fantastic ending. Not how I thought that arc was going to end, but just amazing, and really nice to see a little bit of character backgrounds come out tonight. Some of it voluntarily, some of it against their will. And pass it on to our wonderful dungeon master.
Hey, that's me. Thank you so much there, Casimir. Like I said, everybody, we'll see you next week here at twitch.tv/PrestigeGC, where we will sadly not have Cormac for reasons, but he'll be back the following weeks, hopefully. But we will also be seeing a return of Nate, who plays Nazmir, as he is currently visiting family for the holidays and could not make it to this week's session for that reason. So I hope you have a great holiday there, Nate. Love you, mean it. You know, if you haven't joined the Discord yet, as I say every session, maybe 5 times a session, join it. It's pgc.gg/discord or !discord in our Twitch chat, which I'll put in there for you. There it is. As you know, we do a lot of nerdy shit there in that Discord. It's absolutely great. Thank you so much everyone for tuning in. Thank you to all of our role players once again for being part of the session. I have nothing else to say other than bye.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye now.
Oh my god, that sound alarm. I'm so sorry. Go back to sleep.
Come on.